Welcome everybody to the Miami Voice of College Football post-game show. What a wonderful display of awesome footballness, I guess you would like to say, against the Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech. It was quite the game, wasn't it, my friends? Anybody want to throw some stuff out here? Let me know what you think about this
death
wonderful
an
game we just
option?
played.
Is death like an option right now? I want to know if it's on the table.
What do you think, Slim Shady Canes? How you feeling about this?
Well, it wasn't a boring game. I'll give it that much credit. But I gotta say this: that last minute was what's the polite term? Kerfluffle, I think is a polite term for that. I was trying to go for a polite term.
A polite term? Is there any place for polite terms right now? I like my term better.
Foobar?
I mean, what in the heck just happened? Like, we had this game like this, like we played the worst possible football game we could have possibly played. Came down there, managed to come back, squeak back somehow, had the game won, and then run the ball. Like, it was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I don't that's what victory formation is for. I do not understand that decision for the life of me. I really don't.
No, and then we were blessed with the fact that on the fumble, Don Chaney's clearly down. He's clearly down. His elbow is clearly on the fucking ground. And these ACC refs, they've done all night and our whole
Ohio
tenure.
State man on us. Don't do it.
I'm just going with the last one. It's still on Mario. I'm still blaming Mario because he should have kneeled the damn ball. He should have nailed the damn ball. Okay? But God damn it. Like, this was probably the most Miami loss in the history of Miami. You know, I just think back to games like Virginia Tech in 2019, where we're losing 28-0 at halftime. And then we somehow manage to come back. But we lose the game because we can't hit extra points on field goals.
Yeah, it's kind of like when the Atlanta Falcons thought it was a good idea to throw the ball from the 1 or 2 yard line in the Super Bowl to end the game, you know. It's like, why? What are you doing? This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God. And then the fact that we were getting bailed out. We got bailed out at the end with that, with the elbow being down. But no. And then, of course, the defense that had been playing elite all night. All night, the defense had been great. I don't even blame the 2 touchdowns really on them because it was aided by bullshit penalties and then terrible setup from the offense. We blow a coverage. We hadn't really blown a coverage all night. And then on the most critical play of the game, Cam Kinchins, the All-American, blows the coverage.
That guy was wide open. I mean, he was like the last play of the game. The guy was wide open to just catch the ball and then slide into the end zone.
We clowned Florida State. Oh, you almost lost to Boston College. Well, yeah, we lost to Georgia Tech. They gave up 38 points to Bowling fucking Green. Haynes King is ass. Their defense is ass. But guess what? We're garbage. And now I have to listen to Sea-Dog and Rec Talk parading around like they just won the fucking Super Bowl. They're garbage.
Well,
but guess what? We're garbage too.
Calm down.
Oh my God.
I'll deal with it. I'll deal with this one at a time. Number one, Sea Dog's not bad to deal with, honestly. Number two, I can't even blame Cam too much for getting caught out of position on that throw, because people get sucked up all the time by a scrambling quarterback. I mean, that kind of thing happens. And then when you see he breaks free, you know, oh crap, I've left my man. It happens.
LW says, I like this guy. He's Miami fans' version of Sea Dog. There you go, Alex.
Actually, no. I was watching after the game was over, before we got the post game set up. I was sitting there watching the end of Coop's stream. He was going full Sea Dog on us.
Oh yeah, I was watching that too. That was hilarious.
Was Coop cursing? I've never seen Coop curse, honestly.
No, he wasn't cursing, but he was going full Sea Dog on us.
We were favored by 20.
Oh my gosh. Hey, James Hennessy, thanks a lot for the super chat. He says, honestly, did anybody expect us to win after the fumble? No. I went, no. That's like the revenge.
God hates us.
And thanks again, James Hennessy, with another $2. This is the second time Mario Cristobal lost a game by not kneeling. Oh, yeah. And I'm sure Exploring with Ben and Sam's going to tell us all about it.
Well, listen, Ben's got less of a leg to stand on than BVD because, well, frankly, Oregon's been irrelevant since their inception, so.
The fake Ducks.
I told him the other day, by the way, just a little aside, they need to go back to that Power Rangers looking duck they had in the early 2000s. Far superior to what they have now. But anyway, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that play you can't put on anybody but Mario. I mean, that just is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, it did look like his elbow was clearly down. I mean, but you can't put like it never should come to that. They should have just nailed it way, you know, whatever the hell you want to call it. They should have just taken the knee into the damn game. He should have never been in that situation. So,
you know, this was looking like a game to me where, look, in the first 4 out of 5 games, we played great. And I was in the mindset where it was like, you know, came out flat, penalties screwed us. TVD was staring down receivers, and this was definitely one of the worst games he's ever played. But we've played 4 games out of 5 where we looked legitimately great. I think we'll be fine. But then that final minute was just so mismanaged. And to top it off, the play that got them to the 50, we almost picked it off. And this buffoon from Georgia Tech is just juggling the football like a moron, and somehow he comes down with it.
Well, you know, and I was sitting there watching that last drive, like even before they should have knelt down. And I'm sitting there going, why isn't Brent Key using his timeouts? Like, that really seemed like it in the end it worked out for him, but it seemed like a really dumb move to just sit there and let clock and bleed like he was.
Yeah, the whole the play calling was just horrible. Like Alex is going through a wind tunnel here.
Yeah, it's a Jeep thing. You have the like soft top and like you go over 50 miles an hour and this thing just starts blowing. Okay, well,
it's a Jeep thing. Hey, let me let's I guess you say a tur and blow. Thank you very much for the $10 super chat there. We really do appreciate it. He says it was the wrong play call. However, you confirmed that was a fumble. Am I the only one that thought the refs were horrible all night? The refs were horrible. You know, I don't like to blame a game on the refs because you shouldn't be in that situation and need to have to do that. The refs were bad, and I kind of thought they were bad for both teams. They did just kind of suck. I thought. But
yeah, they were, and there were a couple of calls I thought were questionable, but, and I have been on this all year, and there have been plenty of people in this little comments section who threw more than a few unkind shots at me. I've been saying they need to work on getting these penalties down or it's going to cost them. And here we are, another 100-yard game worth of penalties.
yeah, you can't keep doing the same thing.
I just want to bring up two things. One, the refs were absolutely horrible tonight, but we were 20-point favorites. Okay? We should not be in a dogfight with Georgia Tech. Okay? They're garbage. They are a garbage football team. They are not good. The final score of this game should have been like 41-23. Okay? I don't understand. Number two, going back to the rest for a second, can anyone explain to me what happened on the 1 yard line when Georgia Tech snapped the ball? Haynes King couldn't handle the snap. We recover the fumble, and the ref, with no penalty, a mumbled quick explanation, just gives them the ball back at the 1, and they punch it in for a score. Because I don't know. I didn't hear it at the stadium. This is a legitimate question. What happened there? Because everyone was at one time just like, what the hell was that?
The explanation they gave on TV, and from what I can understand, the refs said, basically the refs were still, the ball was never supposed to be snapped.
Yeah, I think it was
basically the whole play clock. How are you going to say the ball isn't supposed to be snapped? They were lined up for like 30 seconds.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, the ref hadn't stepped back yet, like to give him the go ahead, and because a substitution was still going on. I think that's what it was. It was something to do with a substitution hadn't ended it yet, and they had to give him the time to do it. And I honestly think, wasn't it Miami's player that wasn't off the field yet?
I know I saw one take off running, but he may have been off the field by then. I don't know.
Yeah, like right at that moment, they hadn't given the whatever signal to actually.
Yeah, because Miami players obviously are running towards the bottom of your screen because the cameras are on the home side.
Right.
So it's hard to see exactly where they get off. Yeah.
Right. But let me address this one here. Matt P. He says, how many times did we run the same run play? I kind of wondered that too. I was like, so here, I'm going to hand it to this guy, and he's going to slip and run like 1.5 yards right into that huge Georgia Tech player, standing right in the middle, run right into him and fall down. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. Maybe go around the side a little bit, or pitch it over here, or try something a little different.
Well, and actually, in their defense, they did try something different. I can't tell you how many times I saw a run play to the outside that Henry Parrish bounced back inside. So
I saw they tried a few counters and stuff. Chaney did it too. Henry Parrish did it too.
Yep.
Even though Chaney was our best back. I mean, Chaney, every time he touched the ball, it seemed like he got 4 or 5 yards. Which, look, in the first half, the running game was working, but you just had, like Slim said, penalties screwing us. And I'm not even talking about the fact where it's like, oh, that was a bullshit penalty by the ref. It was just like, no, us ourselves killing the drive with penalties. And then, look, all season people have been trying to push this thing where it's like TVD stares down receivers, and we have defended him. We have pushed back against it because he hadn't been. He really hadn't been. But tonight he was doing everything that his haters said he does. Where he was trying to force...
No, he wasn't.
He was trying
I can't tell you how many times that he dropped down to his third read, which was always a tight end, and how many drops did the tight ends have tonight?
All 3 of his interceptions, he completely forced them into coverage. Completely. And early on in that game, he was trying to go to Xavier Restrepo too much.
No, he didn't. Because as a matter of fact, they showed those plays. That was just good corner play.
Yeah, I like this comment here from Delaney. I like this comment from Delaney, and I'm pretty sure it's correct. It says Georgia Tech coach didn't even call a timeout because he'd already thrown the towel in. Like it was like game's over, whatever. It's like they run the ball and fumble. Oh my God. Like what in the
Yeah, man. No, I said this to Slim in the back room. You know who I really feel bad for?
Matt P, we're making a joke about it, Matt P, just so you know. We were
Yeah. I really feel bad for all the people in my section and the surrounding sections. Before that Chaney fumble, they started getting up and walking out of the stadium because they were like, this game is over. This is done. And they get that little ESPN notification that says Georgia Tech 23, Miami 20. That's what I really feel bad for.
That's a little funny. It really is.
Yeah, how cool would it have been for them to still be there? I mean, I watched Sea-Dog and Rec Talk dance around like it was kind of like that scene in Rocky 3. Remember where Rocky finally beats Apollo and they like frolic in the water, all shirtless, hugging each other, like dancing around. It's kind of like Sea-Dog. Yeah, that was like Sea-Dog and Rec Talk dancing around, frolicking, shirtless. Yeah, good job, Rec Talk. I'm glad you lost your shirt. At least you did that.
Yeah, I'm just overall I'm in shock. And
so a workforce freebie. He says, I'm curious to hear what Alex said since he was there. So
okay. All right. The crowd was announced as 58,000 and you felt every single one of those 58,000 people because look, we've talked about it for a long time. If you win, people will come. This was a blackout game. All right. Which jerseys are cursed. That's what everyone's saying right now. Those jerseys are cursed. Burn them. They should have changed them at halftime. Whatever.
They've never worn those jerseys before.
I'm not going to get into that.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, it's the blackout game. The crowd was loud. There was... Yeah, I've even got my girl like chiming in right now. Welcome to the postgame show, babe. The crowd was loud, okay? There was literally one play where Haynes King was pissed off because they couldn't get the call in because the crowd was that loud.
Yeah, I saw that.
He was throwing a temper tantrum. Okay, people were energized. And during the first half, I saw someone say this on Twitter, we were waiting for a reason to explode. We were going into this game ready to just celebrate. Right? And whenever there was a big play, on the touchdown, that place exploded. When James Williams had the interception, that place exploded. It was just I just feel so bad and so disappointed because it's like the FSU game last year where people finally showed up. People were finally willing to invest into this product by actually showing up to the game, and we just shit the bed.
James Hennessy with the comment of the night says, good news. We don't play Georgia Tech next year. Yeah, we thought we had it good going for us this year. We dodged the juggernaut that is Duke. But so at least next year we don't have to play Georgia Tech. So we got that going for us, guys.
But we played
Duke. But we have to play Duke. So this is going to be rough. Canes fam, brace yourselves. Thank you very much. Thanks, James, for the $2 super chat. Appreciate it.
I hate this for Duke, but just as an aside, how much of a juggernaut are they without Riley Leonard? That's a big loss for Duke.
Yeah, I feel so
and I hate it for
that guy.
Yeah,
that's sad.
Yeah. Dude, he played his heart. I watched that game, that Notre Dame game against Duke. He played his heart out, and then to go down like that sucks. I hate it for him. But back to our own misery.
Yeah, back to our own problems. What's up, Kyle? Good to see you there, Kyle. Kyle's came on here with us last season. You remember? Good to see you since DVD spoke. Yeah, exactly. Kind of looked like it. He was just really off, and I really wanted to I was already thinking about what we talk about. Coming onto this show before the stupid call of handing the ball off when we could have just kneeled the dang ball and won the football game and walked away. Kind of licking our wounds and going, okay, at least we're okay. But like a team that faces, adversity and comes back, and not every team, every team goes out there and doesn't play well, has problems. makes it out and winners win and you move on and figure out and get better. And then just to lose on something so stupid and trivial, it's like, oh my God.
Look, we've all played Madden. We've all played NCAA 14. It's basic game management. That's what it is. That's what it came down to. It's like you said, Brennan, I'm not comparing this team to 0-1 Miami, but there was a game where we went into Boston College and they nearly upset us, and we got our asses saved by Ed Reed. Okay, this stuff happens. Florida State with Boston College. I said it earlier. I was ready to chalk this up as a game where we just came out unprepared and sloppy, but we escaped and we can just move on. We could just move on. But no, now we can't move on. Now we're a joke. And I just saw on my timeline on Twitter, Matt Lee, after they scored that Hail Mary, him sitting on the bench looking around saying, what are we doing? Because I don't want to curse anymore, because I know Mark is going to text me being like, hey, tone it down. But, yeah, what the hell are we doing? But it wasn't hell that he said.
Well,
yeah. So look at this comment here from Tony F. Slim. He says, superstar TV dumpster fire. It doesn't throw 3 picks. We don't need to worry about the refs or taking a knee. How much NIL is he raking in? So, I mean, how much of this would you put on Tyler Vent? How do you register this comment?
Well, I mean, absolutely, the 3 picks are terrible. I don't really care how much he's raking in an NIL. I mean, it is what it is. I've seen the greatest ever throw 3 picks in a playoff game. So it is what it is. Quarterbacks have bad days. And I can't even say he completely had a bad day, because we still put up over 450 yards of offense.
It's just, this was the type of game where it really hurts to be a fan, because you can see what's going on that's wrong from the crowd. You can see what needs to be fixed and what's going wrong, but you can't do anything about it because you're not in a position of power. And yeah, nobody wants to be the Monday morning quarterback and sit on the sidelines, but God damn it, this is Georgia Tech, okay? We were favored by 20. How is this the same team that ran up 48 points on Texas A&M, but we can't punch it in against the Bumblebees from Atlanta? Okay,
who have like the worst rated? What is it, like the 3rd worst rating as far as run defense in the whole country?
They are 130 out of 133.
Right.
They are awful. They are awful. I don't know if you saw Red Talk stream where he was watching another Georgia Tech YouTuber, but that dude was so down. He was like, Miami's going to put up 50 on us. We're terrible. Even their own fans think they're awful. That's how bad they are.
Okay, but you sit here and go on this rant, and other Miami fans sit here and go on this rant like we just didn't see Georgia, the #1 ranked team in the country, struggle against an absolute garbage Auburn team last week. This stuff happens.
And that's where I was hoping to go with the, you get challenged, you play a horrible game, you play your worst game of the season, and you rise above it, and you squeak out a win, and you move along. And that was like the whole, right there at the end. I'm like, okay, we won this. Let's go. We can keep moving forward. And then the stupidest play call that I've ever seen in my life happens.
Yeah, and guess what? We're not a top 25 team. Like, I got killed all this offseason saying Miami's probably going to lose 4 games.
I mean, that's what I had, but I didn't have this as one of them.
Well, no, but I had Texas A&M as one of them, and we ended up winning that.
Yeah, and I do think moving forward, we do need to remember that fact that, at the beginning of the season, we were sitting there going, well, if we go 7-5 and make a bowl game, at least we've seen improvement. Then we started out doing good, and then it was like, well, hey, we might win 8 games. And then it was like, well, 9 is possible. Now you have people who were expecting a 12-0 season. Now, let's take a step back and remember where we were.
No. I wasn't expecting that, but like, you know,
Not
I
the
went
Georgia
into
Tech loss.
yeah, no, man, like I was still looking at this. I had us 8-4 before the year, right? I had us losing to A&M, Clemson, FSU, and then on the road at NC State. But that NC State's loss, you could have called it Louisville, you could have called it North Carolina. But the matter of the fact is, I had us losing 8-4, right? But then we beat Texas A&M, and even then, I'm not thinking 12-0, 11-1. I was thinking, hey, man, maybe like, you know, like this schedule is lining up pretty nicely where like we can maybe go 9-3, 10-2. You know, we're not at that elite level yet, but I think we're a damn good team. You know, like but it's just so disappointing because the one thing I really wanted to see this year was just beat the teams you're supposed to beat. Do what you're expected to do, and we didn't do that. You know, like the running game stopped working. Tyler didn't have his best game, and then just like you said, Brendan, and like I've been saying, we were about to just sneak away with it. We were about to just pull one over on them and get away with it. But no. Instead, we lose in that fashion, and it is just, God. Oh, God, I hate my life.
It's horrible.
I'm sorry. I'm having a little too much fun at your expense.
It's fine, Slim. Go ahead. I'm a sad clown who deserves to be laughed at.
Well, I mean, it's not just you, but it's, you know, a lot of these goofballs in the comments section, you know, bench the quarterback, fire Mario, fire the offensive coordinator over a loss. It's Georgia Tech. It's a conference game.
No, and I was riding back from Savannah with my mom today, and I was sitting there laughing, and she's like, well, you really want to get back and do this post-game show? You know, I'm like trying to make it back in time to do this, and I'm like, yeah, all pumped up. I'm like, yeah, we're going to be 5-0. It's going to be, you know, and I started thinking to myself, I even told my mom, I'm like, Mom, you know, oh my God, I don't want to get ahead of myself. We're Miami fans. It's like, what am I thinking here? And she's like, yeah, slow it down there, son. Slow it down. You know,
I'm just all week. I was like so nervous, and yesterday too. I'm sitting there at work, and I'm like, man, why am I so nervous about this Georgia Tech game? Why do I have a bad feeling about this? And I was like, man, they lost to Bowling Green. We should be fine, right? Right?
Well, no. Once again, weren't we on this show saying just because we lost to Middle Tennessee State doesn't mean that Middle Tennessee State's a better team than us? Guess what? It works out that way for Georgia Tech and Bowling Green, too.
Oh, my God.
Hey, Colby, shut up.
Can't even say anything because he's a Georgia fan.
Okay,
but
Colby.
Go away, Colby. Go
Hey,
away.
Colby, don't you have a skydiving trip to go on or something?
Oh, my God.
Colby's trying to. He's taking cheap shots. Colby says Miami isn't used to the victory formation. Forgot how to run that play.
On the bright side, I just got home.
Shut up, Colby.
Babe.
Hey, James Hennessy, thanks again for another $2 super chat, man. We really do appreciate you. He says, mentally, where is the team next week? Oh, that's a great question.
That is my worry. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you because you saw it after that final play, and Nez Cooper snatched his helmet off and threw it across the field. Don Chaney was pretty upset after that fumble.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt so bad for him. I mean, he was crying. He was sitting there like that devastated him.
And that right there is on Mario to figure out because he put Don Chaney in that position.
Right.
Let's hope he doesn't go rooster on us, guys.
Yeah.
I doubt.
I don't think so. I think we're going to come back. I think we're going to come back strong. I really do.
Watch, next week we're going to hold Drake May to 230 yards and win by 10 points because that's just what we do for some fucking reason.
I mean, this game honestly reminded me of both of Clemson's losses this year.
Right.
I mean, just absolutely dominate in every stat except for turnovers and the scoreboard.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to show you, like, read you the stats for this game, you'd think we won by like 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But let's not be Clemson people. Let's not brag about winning by stats.
Well,
I've seen
I'm not.
enough of those Clemson. I know.
That's not what I'm saying. I say that to say that you could be better than what your record indicates, and you could be better than what you play in a single game. We all know this. I mean, that's nothing new in football. Period. Not just college football. Oh God, I gotta quit reading the comments. Jesus. And so no.
Do y'all think we should follow? Jesus Christ, I'm not okay.
Yeah, I'll read the comments for you, Slim. Don't worry.
No. But I said it all off season, and I've said it so far this season. And I get it. Mine is that rare genius that will not be fully appreciated until after I'm long gone. But Rome wasn't built in a day, and this team isn't going to be rebuilt in an off season. It is what it is.
No, and I'm not at all giving up on the season whatsoever. I mean, I still think we're on track to exceed what my expectations were going into the season. So, do I like what happened tonight? No, it was absolutely embarrassing as hell. Almost worse than losing to Middle Tennessee last year. But am I giving up on the season? No, it's horrible, but no.
We got boat raced by Middle Tennessee. I don't know about that one. At least this was a Power 5 team.
Right, exactly.
Well, not even that. I mean, there is like Middle Tennessee, number one, they're obviously group of 5, but it's also a non-con game. Like, there's familiarity between Georgia Tech and Miami. There's familiarity between all the teams that you normally play year in and year out in the conference. So that's how these things can happen, especially with conference games. It's like Workforce said, 8-4 is still very much doable, and if that happens, that's where I expected us to be.
I mean, if we finish 8-4 and pick up a couple nice wins, this is honestly the type of loss that people will forget. But it is going to be interesting to see how this team gets ready for next week, because we got a tough challenge, bro. I'm not so much worried about the defense, but just sort of the mental state the offense is going to be in, because North Carolina also doesn't have a good defense, but we weren't able to do anything against Georgia Tech tonight in terms of scoring points.
Well, and so far this season, it's an isolated incident. Everybody has a bad day. So if this turns out to be just that isolated incident, or maybe even if there's one more, okay, teams have bad days.
Yeah, I'm just, oh, God.
Brandon, that's important to remember. What was, we did have a bad day. We came back. We were there to win the game, and you can't put this on the players. You put this on the play calling. I mean, they should have called victory formation. Whoever made that call, I don't know if that was Mario.
It was Mario.
It
was Mario. They asked him in the presser, and he was like, "Yeah, I should have kneeled." He said it. He's taking.
Well, he's going to take the blame, but who actually made the call? I mean, it's up for interpret. But see, we've seen him take victory formation before, so I mean, it's just one of those where, for an inexplainable reason, either him or Dawson didn't. Chalk it up to shit happens and move on with your season. Now, right. to the
nobody's
point
firing Mario.
No, God.
No, here's a question. It says, "Why would you fire Mario?" It's not even a question. No, nobody's firing Mario.
Somebody put that in the comment section, man. That's what
I got you.
But and that's where I actually have some. A little bit of optimism going into next week, because we actually have already seen resiliency out of this team. I mean, you couldn't have scripted a worse first quarter than A&M, and they pulled themselves back out of it. Okay, for whatever reason, you weren't able to pull yourself back out of it tonight, but I think they can get their heads right and be ready to go next week.
But see, that's the sad thing was the players actually pulled themselves out of that tonight, came back, and won a football game. Should
Yeah.
have. And a stupid call, a play call, took that away from them. And, I put that on whoever made that call. And they need to be, don't do that again.
10 lashes. 10
Right,
lashes.
exactly. Can we put Mario Cristobal in like the pillory, like make him the pillory fool, and we can all go throw like rotten coconuts at him or something, down there on South Beach.
Bring the
that would be
stockades
great.
back.
Exactly, the pillory. Well, we put him in the pillory, where his arms are hanging out, and his head's the thing. We throw tomatoes, rotten cabbage, stuff like that at him. He can be the pillory fool for the weekend. Hey, yeah, Colby. Serious question. Why did Miami kneel the ball? Exactly, Colby. Thank you.
Yeah, I just gotta say, as if this night couldn't get any worse, I just stepped in dog shit.
Oh, here we go. We got another $2 super chat coming in from our good buddy James Hennessy. Thanks a lot, James Hennessy. He says to fire Al Golden.
Well, that actually, I've been making fun of Al Golden for 2 weeks, and boy, Al's having a bad night, poor fella. Did you see that, by the way?
I saw the score.
Yeah. What was the final? Is it over? Final?
Yeah. Louisville ended up drubbing Notre Dame.
Yeah, it was bad. What was the final score?
I'd have to look it up. I don't know. I'm on my phone now.
Yeah, it was bad. Not bad. They almost doubled them up. But
I just have a question for you guys real quick. Was that the ugliest game you've seen as a Miami fan? Not just because we lost, but just in terms of like the product on the field from both.
No,
it's
dude,
horrible.
I remember the mid-90s. No, it wasn't.
But it was horrible.
I think Workforce Freebie said it here. I didn't see the glory days, so I also didn't see the mid-90s. So I think this was the worst game I've ever seen.
It may be the worst you've seen. Yeah, I mean, but then again, that first year with Randy Shannon was.
Oh my gosh!
Pretty either.
Yeah, I didn't become a fan until 2013 with Al Golden, and I thought we were on the up and up with Stephen Morris and everything, man. It just got worse.
What is he doing these days? I've seen Ja'Cory Harris in a commercial on TV, but I haven't seen.
Corey Harris is a firefighter.
Yeah.
Corey Harris is a firefighter. Yeah.
He was on a commercial for some like granola bar or something. One of those new all-natural granola bars. They had Ja'Cory Harris on the commercial.
I know Stephen Morris was like in the NFL for like 2 years. Maybe he went to the CFL for like a year or something. I don't know. He's probably just like working a regular job like the rest of us.
Hey, Primetime Rambo, thanks for coming in with that $4.99 super chat. That's super awesome of you. Thanks for supporting the show. Everybody here really does appreciate that. And he asked, why take a win from your team for stats? If we lost because they just outplayed us, fine. But you had to win. Why even risk it? Exactly, Rambo. Exactly. I mean, I don't know if they did it for stats or they thought that maybe they needed to burn one or two extra seconds off the clock. I'm really not sure why they did that. But it was the dumbest play call that that I've seen in a long, long time.
The reason, and I've seen that comment several times, people have got themselves convinced that the coaches were trying to get Chaney to 100 yards rushing.
That's not the point. That's not why we play the game.
I know. Do you think there's merit to that? I mean, is there?
I don't think so. Like that's so stupid.
This isn't the NFL where $1 million is tied to your stats.
Yeah. Like, God.
Well, I mean, even the announcer at the end of the game was like, well, that was, he was like, well, that was one of the oddest play calls I've ever seen happen here.
What were the announcers saying about the fumble? Because everyone in the stadium, it was clear as day looking at the replay that his elbow is down. What were they saying on the broadcast? Was it one of those situations where they were like, yeah, he's clearly down?
It's not a matter of the elbow being down. There isn't conclusive proof of when the ball started to come loose.
And, the announcers, I mean, just in reality, most of those people are not, Miami fans, from the get-go. So they're not ever advocating for us. But, at the same time, yeah, like Slim, to what he just said, was there clear video evidence that the ball, I mean, it really looked like his elbow came down, then he rolled over, then he went blah, 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 and the ball came out. That's what it looked like to me, but I'm not a football god. So
there has to be clear, and there was. I'll give it to there was evidence that his elbow and his shoulder went down. But what isn't clear is when the ball started to come loose,
exactly.
and when there isn't clear evidence, the call on the field has to stand, and that's exactly what happened. They didn't confirm the call on the field; the call on the field stood.
Exactly. And I guess that's it, Rambo. Appreciate your super chat, though. I mean, I guess that's, we all know we're sitting here looking at it as Miami fans. It's like, why? But, it's the rules of football. Sometimes it happens to you. Sometimes it happens to the other team. Sometimes it happens to, teams you don't care about.
And listen, every coach has their quirks. And for whatever reason, when to take victory formation is Mario's. And hopefully he gets over that one sooner rather than later. And now that it's, it cost him a game here. I've heard Oregon fans say it cost him a game there. Maybe he's done it enough to where, he's done it enough to get it out of his system and he's going to change. But every coach has things they have to overcome. Mario's not exclusive in that.
I just hope this is the type of loss similar to how back in 98 or 99, whatever it was, I think it was 98, we got absolutely boat raced by Syracuse. And that sort of just seemed to rally the team. And the next week we came out and upset UCLA. I hope this has that similar effect where it's like, we suffered this embarrassing loss, but we sort of come together and then next week we beat UNC.
Well, yeah, but that Syracuse loss that you're talking about, I mean, we lost that game by like 40 points.
Yeah, no, I'm just comparing like the sort of emotional state afterwards where it's like a humiliating loss. I know we didn't get boat raced by. I know.
I'm gonna sit here and throw this out that like I'm an eternal optimist, and I love college football and I love my Miami Hurricanes. Everybody knows that. And I've been all over the world wearing Miami Hurricanes hats. You got to be a real fan to wear these things for the past 20 years and wear them out and buy new ones. You really have to be a real fan to do that. But our season isn't over.
No.
Last year we were a dumpster fire, a 5-17. We all looked at it this year. If we could flip that around and be 7-5, we would be doing something. And like Go Canes here says, I see Miami going 9-3. 9-3. We were looking at the beginning of the season. If we went 8-4, we were going to be like, celebrating, being happy, like, oh, we're on a good road. We're back to recovery. This game was a bad loss, but it was lost by mistakes. Slim, it was lost by penalties, stupid penalties that we have to fix. It was lost by
but at this point of the
season,
that's who you are with the penalties. Like it's the same thing as tackling. It's the same thing as tackling. Like I hate hearing this thing where it's like, oh, we just have to like clean up tackling. We just have to fix our tackling. It's like, bro, it's week 6. We're at the halfway point of the season. If we haven't cleaned up penalties, that's just who we are this year. We're going to commit these stupid penalties.
Well, no, that's where you're wrong, though, because penalties are not tackling. Tackling is a fundamental. Penalty is a mental hiccup. You absolutely can clean those up, especially
fully fix it. Like, we're still going to be making that mistake.
Especially when you're getting unsportsmanlike, taunting penalties. Yes, right. that is absolutely fixable.
All right, but those, I have to say this, those that like the 2 or 3 that they called tonight where it was like unsportsmanlike, it was just the most BS, like ticky-tack.
But don't do anything. Get up and walk away.
No, there was one play where Corey Flagg literally like didn't do anything.
That was kind of lame.
Like there was a roughing the passer, I will grant you, in my opinion, and they showed the replay, and even the announcers were like, yeah, I don't know about that. Whatever. That's still taking one penalty off the board. You still had 90 more yards worth of penalties.
Right, I agree. I totally agree with that. You're there to win the game, not taunt the other player. I love smack talk more than anybody, and I hate all the little wimpy. Oh, here's a flag because you taunted. I think they should be able to be like in their face. Like, yeah, take that. Like that's what I like. I think you should be able to talk all the smack you want, but the rules are the rules. Follow the damn rules. Win the football game. Move along. Win the next one. That's why you're there to play. Follow the rules. You have to. That's the only way to do it.
To be fair, it's our fault that there's all these like celebration and taunting rules.
Right. The old rules were made because of us.
We kind of did it to ourselves.
And I have made this point repeatedly. The announcers echoed this during the game. Why does everybody think that 5 games into the year that they're going to have this offense down pat and it's a well-oiled machine? Van Dyke is on his 2nd head coach and 3rd offensive coordinator since he's been here. Until we break this habit, we cannot start off the season with things as a well-oiled machine.
And thank you very much for Primetime Rambo. You're coming in with another $4.99 super chat. We really do appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the show. He says, worst thing about it is this isn't the first time that this has happened. He did the same thing at Oregon against Stanford. That was an ego call. Yeah, and a couple of Oregon fans earlier in the chat were saying that, and I'm not really. I take their word for it. I take your word for it. So yeah, I don't like the play call any more than anybody else. I don't. No,
it was awful. It's what ultimately lost us the game. I mean,
it might have been an ego call. Maybe he does have that little problem, and he needs to get over that.
Oh my God!
Put up Dominique Harris's comment right there. That is
appreciate you, Rambo. Appreciate you, Rambo. Where's it at, Slim? Under this one or above it?
Yeah, it's like the 5th one from the bottom.
Oh, I'm way behind. Oh, we got some. Well, I got to address some super chats before we get.
Yeah, address those.
Out through there. Let's. I was trying to get to everybody. We were talking about all the topics. We got James Hennessy coming in with another $2 super chat. Thank you, James. He says, fairness to all, the Notre Dame offense had 5 turnovers. Oh, wow. I didn't get a chance to watch that game, so I'm going to have to watch that one. 5 turnovers. That's bad. How many? We only had 4. Does that make us better than Notre Dame?
I guess.
Yes. 2017 still counts, folks.
Right. Rambo coming in with another $4.99. He says, Stephen Morris owns a sports memorabilia company. He also owns a furniture company with Daryl Sharpton. Oh, that's cool.
Well, that answers my question. I didn't know what he was doing.
There you go. Cool. Thanks, Rambo. Rambo's full of knowledge. I like this Rambo guy. Your first name's not Johnny, is it? This isn't Johnny Rambo we're talking to, is it? All right. Let me scroll down here and find that comment. What are you looking for, Slim? Which one are you looking? Dominique. Okay.
Yeah.
Right there we go.
Yeah. Talking about we still have Louisville, UNC, Clemson, and FSU. And to me, this game should be a prime example of, okay, just because they look better today does not mean they're going to look better tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, Louisville looked terrible against NC State.
Yeah. Georgia Tech looked terrible last week. Clemson looked terrible today. I mean, is there anything in that? I watched that Clemson game today. Is there anything in that should necessarily worry me? No, not really. But it depends on how they play on that day, how we play on that day. Florida State, I've seen absolutely vastly superior Florida State teams get taken down to the wire by 6-6 Miami teams. Just because a team is better on paper doesn't mean that team's going to win. Miami's been better on paper in the ACC Coastal for 18 years. They won it twice. Made it to the championship game once.
It's just annoying. It just feels like another thing where it's like same thing different year where we're again, like you said, Slim. Like there's a reason why we play the game, but it feels like we're the better team on paper, and we look like the better team. It's just silly mistakes and stupid things that are just costing us. Just the dumbest stuff.
And after a season like last year, did you expect it all to be fixed this year? If you did, you're silly.
No, but god damn it. I mean, we played the worst game, the sloppiest game I've seen, honestly, in a while. And Georgia Tech is so bad, we still almost beat them.
Listen, guys. Just believe in me. I'm going to tell you, Miami is back. We're on the right road. Back to redemption. Back to being up on top. All you have to do is believe in me. So trust me on this one. Okay. Thank you.
And I absolutely believe in Sasquatch.
Tim was asking about my mullet. I just wanted to show it off real quick, the long hair. Continue.
Oh, jeez.
now, what do you think of this one from Josh that programs need to be investigated for point shaving? That's why they decided not to take a knee, because they knew Don Chaney was going to fumble the ball on that play.
No.
Point shaving.
Come on. No. Oh, I don't even know. I don't even know how to feel. I mean, it just feels like, it's just another day being a Miami fan. I mean, in the end, it just feels like another day.
Well, it's another day being a college football fan.
Yeah, that's true. But the ending of this game was just ludicrous. I mean, the whole thing was ludicrous.
Yeah.
We got a couple more super chats there, TF.
Yeah, I'm rolling down to him here
We're back to last season where when we lose, the money's rolling in.
I know. Why do people, like, when we're winning, like, nobody really cares. When we're losing, it's like.
and I went and got a haircut today.
No watch the stream.
I went and got a haircut, got my fade game back. I got a shave with a straight razor. I was feeling.
I thought you was looking pretty dapper there, my friend. I really did. I was like, man, Slim's looking dapper tonight. James Hennessy with another $2 coming in there. We do appreciate it. Better days ahead. Good night. I agree with you, James Hennessy. I do think there are better days ahead, and I think this season, we still have hope, and we still have a lot of good fun nights of doing this, and fun camaraderie, and fun being Canes family together. Win or lose, there's nobody I'd rather lose with than with my Canes family. But I sure do miss winning with all of you. So appreciate you, James Hennessy. We got Johnny Rambo coming in here with another super chat. Prime time Rambo, last one. Are we only 3 receivers deep? George, Colby, and X have been great, but the depth has not shown up. Also, the failure to utilize the tight end is scary. I've noticed that too, actually.
Yeah.
We have talent.
Yes,
use them.
Well, I think that's the problem. I think we are only 3 receivers deep that they can trust. And I don't think, and tonight kind of proved it, in my opinion, we don't have a tight end outside of Arroyo that they can trust to catch the ball. And I mean, he was dressed out, but I don't think he ever got in the game that I noticed.
Yeah, it was mostly just Riley Williams. And then with the receivers, I mean, if Tyler Harrell had shown something, he would be playing right now. And then a bunch of our other receivers are just freshmen. When you think of like Nathaniel Joseph or Robbie Washington. I mean, Michael Redding's been here for like 4 years and he hasn't done anything.
And I get it. Miami fans, well, put in the freshmen. Well, okay, but let's not forget Manny did that. And James Williams cost us the North Carolina game, making a dumb freshman mistake. Because that's what freshmen do.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a lot more fun when we were winning. When we were winning and just talking about this nonsense on here. Remember a couple of weeks ago, we were like, what are we even going to talk about? And we went on, we had to end the show because we were talking about nonsense.
Yeah. Can we just do what we did last year?
With the good old days.
Pretend like we kneeled the ball.
Jim Armstead, no, I didn't miss it, but one play does not make you a consistent, reliable target.
Though, but back to what Rambo was saying, though, like we are at 3 receivers deep. The receivers we have, George, Colby, and X, they're doing great. I mean, tonight has been an exception of the season. I mean, all those people have comparable yards through every other game. Tonight was just, I mean, I hate to say I kind of put it on TVD. But he made some dime passes as well. The downfield passes were really, really nice. But the ball was slipping out of his hands on quite a few, and that was happening to the Georgia Tech quarterback as well. It wasn't just happening to Tyler Van Dyke.
Everybody was slipping and sliding. Balls were slipping and sliding. We haven't had a dry game yet, including when we went to Temple.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everything went wrong. We came back. We should have won the game, but we didn't, and that's college football, and now we just got to move forward. No point in being like, oh, I'm throwing it all away. I'm not watching another game this season, because anybody who says that's a damn liar, because you're going to be right back there watching that game next Saturday, and hopefully you'll be right back here with us talking about how bad we beat UNC. That's what I'm rooting for. So.
And actually, somebody said that before we went live. That was one of the comments.
Oh, yeah. I've seen it a couple times go through there. It's like, oh, I'm done. It's like, oh, I'm out. Blah. This is it. I'm throwing it all away. No more. Take my Miami hat and throw it. Yeah, it's like, whatever, dude. Okay. If that's the way you feel, then go on and don't come back.
Yeah, right.
I've been licking these wounds for 20 years, man. Been doing it without you for that long. So if that's the way you feel, go on. So, anybody else got anything else to say about this? I feel like we've kind of covered everything. It's late at night. What is it? 109 Eastern Standard Time. Anybody want to wrap this up in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they learn from this, like you should, after every loss or even win. I think there are things to be learned. And one of them that I'm going to take away from this game and hope that they can carry into next week is I think the defense played lights out. So I think Drake May and that North Carolina offense are in for a long day. The defense is going to keep us in that game. And, let this just be one of the hiccups, one of the potholes in the road for the offense. Keep it going.
Yeah, Tim says haven't addressed recruits of the game. Yeah, Tim, you're gonna have to back up. We did that way earlier in the stream. We talked about, not in depth, but just about, that really sucks that was the game that they came to. Very bad timing. Very bad timing.
And I've also been very clear on here before, Tim, that I don't have the patience, the blood pressure, or really much give a damn left to keep up with recruiting that much, like guys like Cam do, because trying to figure out what's going on in the mind of a 17 or 18-year-old, good luck with that. That's like trying to figure out what's going on in the mind of every woman in the world.
I don't want to harp on the fumble too much, but I was just like scrolling a little bit. I saw another angle of the Chaney fumble from where you can see the ball. And the ball didn't start moving until he actually hit the ground. So there you go. Just wanted to say that.
Okay. But we also we've addressed that at the end of the day too. Don Chaney shouldn't have run it in that position. You should have taken a knee.
No, I'm not putting it on Chaney. It's just it hurts. It's another level of like, I guess just the universe laughing at us, where it's like, hey, it looks like you're gonna get bailed from that stupid decision, but no, we're still gonna screw you.
Now, let me address one thing here. Now,
I was fixing to if you did.
Yeah, okay, you're gonna jump on this one before me. I know you're not. Josh, how nonchalant people are with this loss is proof enough that the program is dead. No, Josh. Absolutely, you are totally wrong, sir. That does not mean the program is dead. It means that we're realistic fans and we love this program, and we're willing to sit here right now and come on here and talk this out. We've came on here from the beginning, even before the season started, even last season, and watched this dumpster fire for the past 20 years. we've sat here and talked about this kind of stuff. We're watching this program improve, and we're doing it along together with everybody else. And we're here for that. The program is not dead. They're pumping money into it, that we are improving. We are doing better. That it is coming together, and you have to have faith in that, or you are not the fan, my friend. Slim, say it meaner than I did. I'm not a mean guy.
I was going to be nice about it. I mean, well, you see this all the time. You know, you're not as much of a fan as I am because you don't want to burn it all down and start back over from scratch. I mean, if we did that after every loss, we'd be starting over from scratch multiple times a year.
Oh, John, well, wait a minute. Well, we're talking to an idiot. I'm sorry. He says it's rigged. So, okay, moving along, Josh.
This was the guy that earlier when I addressed the comment about point shaving and shit like that. That was him.
Oh, okay.
I think
Okay. All right. Sorry. I
so.
took him seriously for a second. I'm going to go steal Coop's tinfoil hat and put it on. So, Alex, you got anything last words to say? I think you've done a lot of venting. You got anything positive to say?
Alcohol is going to be great tonight. If you've got a liquor cabinet, use it.
I do, as a matter of fact. I do.
Oh, geez.
And the kids are already in bed, too.
Oh, Lord. Watch out, neighbors.
You know what?
Watch
The
out,
night
neighbors.
is still young. We just put the puppy in its crate. I think we're going to go out. Fuck it.
There you go. We might, or you might actually score at the end of the night.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm going to tell you that. I'm coming up on my 11th wedding anniversary. That shit's gone.
Oh man. Well,
Youth.
No, Colby. No, do not tempt me. Do not twist my rubber arm, sir. We cannot be doing that right now.
Trivia night. Trivia night. Trivia night. Trivia night.
Colby. Oh, don't worry, Colby. It will happen.
No, I don't know about that. But Slim Shady Canes, you got any thing you want to throw out there? Anything you want to pimp out about yourself or anything like that? Follow Slim Shady Canes.
No, I think I've pissed off enough people. I don't upload enough hate material for people to go spam the dislike button on. At least not yet. That may
if anybody ever wants to see Slim Shady Canes running around on the beach in a Sebastian Ibis Hurricane outfit, do make sure you do look up his channel, Slim Shady Canes. It's pretty fun.
and that may or may not make an appearance at some point this season.
I think if we beat Florida State, you should come on here wearing the Sebastian costume. Slim has a Sebastian costume. I think if we beat Florida State, you should come on here wearing that costume.
You know what? I just might.
Okay.
And I have a tomahawk somewhere too.
There we go. I think this is like working out in all of our favor. What about you, Alex? Hurricane Central.
I'm sorry, I was just looking at social media and everyone laughing at us. What were we saying?
You got anything you want to plug before we jump off here?
Instagram, Hurricane Central. That's pretty much it.
There you go.
Follow me on Twitter, I guess. I don't really post that much on Twitter. Forget about Twitter. Whatever.
I would post my OnlyFans, but I was asked not to.
Yeah, it's pretty hot in there. It's pretty hot in there. I've been there. Well, I went there once and then went there again, and then I had to go back a third time. But now it's becoming an addiction. So, Colby, you say that about me. I'm not going live tonight, Colby, but we are going to do trivia night tomorrow night. So anybody who wants to subscribe up to Traveling Fools on YouTube here, hit us up, Traveling Fools. That's all you got to put in. You'll see us and follow us there. We'll be doing trivia at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night. And you can hit us up on Twitter as well, Traveling Fools. And I do want to give just run back through here. Thank you so much to James Hennessy, Turin Blow, Rambo, Johnny Rambo. I got to call you Johnny Rambo. I know that's not your name. Primetime Rambo. But thanks for all you guys, for all your support. We do really appreciate that. The Voice of College Football appreciates that. helps out, helps keep it going. What's up, Adam's a sports guy? Good to see you here. Anything else? Any last words?
One more thing, Mark. I'm sorry if I got you demonetized tonight. I love you.
I think we'll be
I'm
okay.
done for the night.
I think we'll be okay. Okay, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in to another great night here. I mean, we are probably, most likely, ultimately, without a doubt, the coolest post-game show that you will find on the Mark Rogers Voice of College Football Network. So we do hope you do tune in next week again after we beat the hell out of UNC. Slim, you got something to say?
I was just going to concur with you. We are, especially over those that goofball Oregon show that he's got.
Oh man, those Oregon people, the fake ducks. I mean, the fake ducks going to go out there and quack, quack, quack.
Now, programming note. They may be late doing their post game because Ben's got to go recycle his sandals.
There you go, Ben. Shots fired. Shots fired. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. And once again, we will see you here. Anybody know the game time next week? Has that been decided yet?
7:30.
7:30. So yeah, we'll see you again probably about 11:30 next Saturday night. We will be here. We will talk more Miami Hurricanes football, and hopefully we'll be on a better better side of the score. I would hope so. Adam, I wish they didn't kneel. God dang, they didn't kneel. Love all you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. And at the end of the day, I don't want to steal Coop's thing, but yeah, it's all about the you. See you later, guys.